We'll now solve a quadratic equation. We'll solve 3x squared minus 7x plus 1 equals 0. This equation is already in the correct form with a 0 on one side and the equation written with the x squared term first, then the x term, and then the constant term. We would try to factor this, and we're not able to factor it, so we need to use the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. You need to memorize this. We need to determine what a, b, and c are. A is the coefficient of the x squared term, that's 3. B is the coefficient of the x term, that's negative 7. And c is the constant term, that's 1. I substitute 3 for a, negative 7 for b, and 1 for c. I have x equals the opposite of b, or the opposite of negative 7, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which would be negative 7 squared, minus 4 times 3 times 1, all over 2 times 3. Notice where I have substituted a negative number, I put it in parentheses, so I don't have two operation signs next to each other. Then I simplify. I have x equals the opposite of negative 7, which is 7, plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared is 49, minus 4 times 3 times 1 is 12. And that's all written over 2 times 3, which is 6. Then I simplify under the radical, and I have 7 plus or minus the square root of 37. 49 minus 12 is 37, all over 6. In order to simplify any further, I would have to be able to simplify the square root of 37. 37 has no perfect square factors, so I'm finished, and I write the solutions are (7) plus or minus the square root of 37 over 6.